are on fire signs, like they've died by death by fire in past lives. And they got those little red dots.
The little red dogs.
Like you got on your chest. I got on my chest. I got one right here on my head right here too.
Oh.
All right, let me get what I need to do to have a conversation about how I feel about things. I need to fix my damn hair, that's for sure. Shoot. What? Were we out 4 minutes ago? 1, 2, 3. Stanley's over there. Oh, is it the black cat? Yep, there he is. I got him on camera. It's the black cat.
There's the black cat.
He goes across and goes down, and I put the I wonder if he's gonna go in the styrofoam house. He's just chilling right there.
He's happy.
I see you, buddy. Ooh, he hears me because we're out I'm telling the good things, gato.
Gato.
I love cats. He's a stray around here. And he's posted right there, right out by the bathroom window. It's so much nicer in here. I covered windows today. It was blistering cold, and I couldn't take it anymore. So I covered windows today. I lost him. He's gone.
You got a good
He's
job.
gone. I lost the live. Had eyes on him. Yeah, he's gone. I'm trying to get used to the faucet running because we've never lived in a place where I had to let the faucet run.
Oh.
I left it dripping and I woke up to it the other morning and all the pipes were frozen, and it's froze one time in here before I put the heater on, opened the drawers under the cabinets where the pipes are, and it was thawed by 12:30. Yesterday it was a little bit different experience. Yesterday it was all day effort, like moving fast. Finally, I situated the fan in a way, or the heater in a way that it blew in there, cleared everything out, closed one cupboard, and then put there was a little space above top, and I put a cutting board over that, so it forced the hot air against the wall.
That's a good
and
idea.
after I started doing that, it took about 30 minutes, and I started hearing gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Man, it was hard. It's because it's hard to thaw stuff out when it's below freezing. And I'm just always thinking about the people that don't want to be on the streets, not the people that do. There's a lot of people that don't want to be living on the streets in these conditions at any age. Just sucks. I'm trying to make a place for people like that. Anyway, hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hail empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. That right there is why I would never get LASIK surgery, because I like to rub my eyes. Anyway, today was it was a full spectrum day. For me, it was good. For someone very dear to my heart, it was kind of a final destination day for her. She ditched death today. Yeah, ditched it. Not today. Anyway, so I woke up this morning. It was probably it was negative. I don't know. I can't, it's just, I get so cold, I can't think. And I got to get moving, because if I don't, things get hurt. Things start to hurt. And then when they start to hurt, I'm real susceptible to being crabby. So I said, okay, I got up, got it all toasty warm, and decided to take a hot shower. Saw on Nextdoor that somebody posted that they haven't had, their heaters broke, and they haven't had any wood, they can't afford wood, and they haven't had heat in 2 winters, and they're cold. And so I said, all right, I'm going to go see if I can at least get them through this cold snap, you know? And so I ventured off. I went to Ace because I can't find the plastic to weatherwise this place. So I went and got what I used for the overhead long window. That's just basically plastic that you can put on a shed, basically. That's what my window is, and it's very drafty. And so I got like one of those drop cloths and put that over it, and then I put some of the drop cloth over that window. I only have 3 windows in this whole place. There's no windows in this room that we're in right now. I get claustrophobic sometimes. I'm waiting on one more heater, and then I can go back and sleep in the living room. But it's already, I can feel a measurable difference. That cold ass bite is gone. So I know what it's like to be cold. And when other people don't like to be cold, I like to help them not be cold. See, because there's always opportunities to help people. So when I went to Ace, I looked over by the door and they had bundles of wood for like $6-7, something like that. I said, let me get like 4 of those. And then so I bought those, and then I called the number and I left a voicemail. And that was like 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. That was very early this morning. And I never heard back from the people, so I got this wood in my Suburban. So, anyway, my heart gets called to do things, and then I just follow, and then there's a story in there somewhere. So let me just keep going a little bit. So this is one of the ways, there's lots of ways that I like to give back to people that can't afford shit in the community. You can go buy batteries for people at the parts store. Hopefully the people, the managers of Integrity's not pocketing the money, and, you know, there's no shady shit, but just gotta hope for the best. You could buy, you know, like, you go and buy a battery and designate it for the next single mom that comes in, or the next, you know, whatever, you know, just, you can tell when people are at their wits' end and they just need a freaking break. Give it to that person. You decide. Jeez. It's not coming out of your pocket. It's coming out of some weird lady who wears her pants rolled up to her knees. It's no skin off your, you know, it's no skin. So I have these, I designate people in the community to do acts of kindness for me. And then that helps that, you know, so they can learn how to do it too. It's just fun to help make people feel better about their situations in life, because there's a lot of single people out here that are just suffering. And New Mexico, that's why it's the shittiest state in the nation, because it's the greediest. Because there's this, like, millions of dollars, the money that comes into this state, and it always goes to, like, it never goes to the people that need it. It never trickles down. It's disgusting. So anyway, I said, well, I'm going to stay out for a little while. I'm going to see if this person that needs this wood calls back. So I'm going to go over to Ricky's and see about getting some breakfast. So I go over to Ricky's, and it's always nice to see folks there. And I was like, hey, did you see me in the paper? And then she was like, she said, I saw the video, and she's like, hey, I know that voice. That's my girl Marge. And then they're real nice over at Ricky's. See, they're some of my designated earth angels. They know who's struggling in the community, you know. And then you go next door and see Sam, and there's a new gal, Sage, at the flower shop. It was funny. Sage, she's like, I'm a Cancer rising. I said, I am too. I said, I know what she's going to say next. She's going to say Aries sun. And she did, in fact, say Aries sun. And then she goes, my moon, she's like Leo. And I'm looking at her, and I can see all these things, because she has, like, the big long hair, which is the Leo represent. And then she has that, which is the Leo, the septum, or that piercing, and then, like, you could totally tell. I was like, that's funny. I said I'm Cancer rising, Aries, Sun, Scorpio, Moon. And she's like, you're fun. It's like, I really am. I try to keep it light, man. I just hate bullies, man. The world's full of them. I totally forgot that today's the day that that guy's gonna go start doing that thing. I don't even pay attention to what's going on a hill out there, man. Because it's getting to a point, what matters is what happens in your community. Because there's a lot of people that are freaking cold. And there's a lot more people that aren't cold, and they don't fucking care that there's people that are just young people, like, you know, aged out fosters. Not even aged out. It's just their freaking parents just never figured out how to get together, and they're trying to freaking figure out how to, you know, keep themselves together, and probably younger siblings and stuff like that, you know, older siblings in jail. That's just how it is in New Mexico, and there's so many ways to make it better if you give people an opportunity, but it never trickles down. It doesn't trickle down. So I go over to Ricky's and I put in my order for Mom's breakfast and my breakfast, and I go next door to the flower shop to start waiting. And I look and I come back and my order was ready, and I recognized the guy's truck that I pulled in next to. It's a man I met before, and he sells wood. And I've been looking for somebody that I have somewhat of a rapport with, and I've talked to the man 2 times, just like, because he parks on the side of the wood. He's on the side of the road. He sells wood, and you could tell he's a resourceful guy. Like, he's a hard worker. You could tell I'm a hard worker, so I'm looking for the hard workers. And because you know. And when we first met, it was kind of a state of mistaken identity. And anyway, so I saw him there today, and I said, don't you sell wood? And he said, yes, I do. And I said, well, sometimes I see that in the community that there's a call. If there's somebody that I could get a hold of, you know, on the regular, that would be great. But it wouldn't be like huge, because I think he sells just like little bits here and there, but it all adds up. And if I could help more people by spreading it around, that'd be good. Because that's what I do. It's because me and Mom are taking care of. It's winter, and that's what we got extra, and that's what I do with extra. Is I buy things that people can fucking use. Because there's so many people that are caring about people on a hill that fucking don't give a shit about them, because they're freezing in their own fucking house. I mean, I myself woke up the other morning and walked into my kitchen and went, oh. And I'm like, no. I don't want to see my breath. And so what did I have to do? I had to go to the frickin' and do the things to, you know. One of the heaters got lost. It was easy remedied. Anyway, I called today's talk recall. I kind of went... People don't think that kids remember things that happen from the time that they're little babies, and they do. They do. And if the behavior still continues, it stays fresh in their memory. And if it's crazy enough, it makes an imprint on your freaking soul that you can't ever really shake. It's always just there. So I came across this picture today. Look, this is after we went to the Disneyland the first time, because Mom, it was like all the MK Ultra shit. That's my brother, that's my mom, and that's Mitzi, the dog. And I remember that fountain. This lady's house, her name was Polly. I was like 2 years old, 3 years old in this picture. I look like Nicholas on 8 is Enough. People used to always, are you a boy or a girl grown up? You know, I was misgendered all the time. I started to think that I was like born, I started to think I was born a boy, and like maybe something happened. Like all this stuff, because people were so intent to believe that I was a boy sometimes, but I'm not in fact a boy. And like, you know, maybe I'm a Jamie Lee Curtis or something like that. Who knows? I don't know, because my life has always been like hush hush, but I find out the truth because I'm a truth speaker and seeker. And when you're a truthful person and you're just looking for truth, it will find you, because like attracts like. It's kind of how it works. So I showed Mom this picture. I said, Mom, you remember this? Because she remembers stuff before her accident. This is in Atascadero, where my grandmother was predominant in that community. And she's like, yeah. I said, that was at Polly's house. I said, well, that's where we watched on the fold-out couch Darby O'Gill and the Little People. She liked to drink vodka all day, all the time. She had red hair, and then she had Irish setters that had like long red hair too. I was like, I always thought that was funny. She had one of those push-up freezers. I actually got trapped in there. That was one of my, I could have died. That somebody came looking for me. It was a little too quiet because I was a little rambunctious, very curious child. And I knew where the gum was. The pink bubble gum. And it was in there. And I crawled in, and then I fell in. And I was so short. I was little that my fingers could touch. But standing on stuff, I couldn't push up because of the suction. So it was a little scary for a couple minutes. I had got in trouble. I got in trouble a lot. I was very willful. I did my own will. So anyway, so people really need to be careful about what they think, oh, they're not going to remember this. Like, they don't know what we're talking about. Like, they're so smart now. These kids now, they're different than any other kids. The kids that are being born now, we got to make the world a softer, nicer, easier place for the kids. All these boom diddy booms and these bro club freaking gangster freaking dealings and shenanigans and these rituals, and it's just they don't care. They don't care about that. There's less and less as time goes on. Freaking people they want more for community, I mean, they don't want, most people don't want their fellow townspeople to fucking freeze to death in their houses when there's budgets like, I took some screenshots today. It says here, the state of New Mexico is receiving millions of... There's only 2.2 million people in the whole state. Understand that. 2.2. Understand that. And this is just one pot. Because I often read about other pots. This is just one kitty. So New Mexico is receiving millions of dollars from the federal government and the fucking Fed and put it in people's pockets, and then people are going to do what they want to do. If they drink too much and like to do drugs, then they can take whatever they are due and do it to death. If that's their choice. It's their free right to do that if they want, or they can put it into an idea. Because so many smart and creative, intelligent people, they just like me don't want to go through the processes that you have to do. That's all systems are. They're just to feed. They're the freaking. So people with less ingenuity. What's that word I just said? Smarts. The resourcefulness. Call it whatever you will. They don't want to pull. They I could do an LLC tomorrow, tonight, whatever, But then I gotta go down to get. I just give people stuff. That's what I do, right? I don't get. I got an Earth Angel. I don't get like. I don't get a living off of my social media. No, I'm living off of fake wars, being broken from fake wars and it ruining my body. So it's my compensation from the government is I get a little stipend. Here's a little bit for you. Thanks for your part. We got more money than God, but you did all the heavy lifting, but we're the system and we deserve more because we come up with the rules, regulations, policies, and procedures that we don't follow ourselves. So it's just America's a fucking lie, dude. It's a total sham. So, the state of New Mexico is receiving millions of dollars from the federal government to fund efforts to combat homelessness. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development has awarded a total of $17,137,326 to projects throughout the state that provide housing assistance and supportive services to unhoused members of the community. And then I got all these screenshots. Tender Love Community, $138,040. So then, if I go over to Tender Love Community Center, Tender Love Welcome FYI, and see what all they're about, and if I go out in their community and I ask their community, how much help do these people provide you? How many of those people would even know who that person is? But every single one of these people at Tender Love Community, they're eating freaking McDonald's and Taco Bell every day and Ubering and living that best life on funds for people that don't have a fucking house, but it never trickles down. That is how it never trickles down. And I have how many screenshots? One. Because there's all the list. Because there's that's $17 million. That's a lot of false for profits. That's a lot of people that say we care that are having good lives that, have their fancy overhead that they, they get the good stuff, but the people they help get crumbs. It's disgusting and it's gross. And America's built on it. And now America's crumbling. And here comes the karma. So how many pages? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 pages of people getting their cut. And it don't fucking trickle down. One of them I'm going to look up. The youth shelters and family services. They got 1.1 million. So it's all who you know. So maybe I should start a false prophet of my own and just do it how I want to do and just be like, oh, y'all just stay away from me. Because I'm out here freaking helping more people than these people with their budgets out of my own pocket being a disabled fucking veteran, dude. Because more people in the community know who I am. They don't know who the mayor is. They know who I am. That's funny. Because there's all kinds of people that need help. There's just too many people going. That's why I like social media. But some of it's bullshit, I never heard back. So maybe they got what they needed. Who knows, anyway. I just know what it's like to be, fall down the cracks of society, to be on, and be like, oh my God, I need help. I don't know what I'm going to do. How am I going to freaking figure this out, I mean, our winters in Oregon were this black heater that's in the bathroom now. I use it when I take a shower in the bathroom, but Mom, I put that right by Mom. And then I just hung out on the bed. I've been cold my whole life. I don't like to be cold. Anyway, so recall. So I was this little autistic girl, this little peculiar little person on planet Earth, right? And then they all, I was the one that, was rambunctious. I got in trouble. I didn't get good grades. I was the stereotypical problem child, all that stuff. I like to drink too much, like to smoke flower, And then what happened is I had a goal, is that I knew that Mom and I were going to be roommates for a real long time. So in order to do that, I wanted to... I decided that I needed to go to college, and so I could get a good job, and so I could have systems to support me and supporting her. Because if you do right, do all the things. Because my brother was like, you got to go to college. You're nobody. He was a Michael P. Keaton. He was a Alex P. Keaton, Michael J. Fox on that show. That's him, and he's still Mr. Politician, lawyer guy for state. He's a mean guy. That's how I know who mean guys are, because I'm related to him directly. And they never stop being mean. They just learn to hide it better. It's weird. It's bizarre. Anyway, so he, I don't know. I just know what it's like to freaking pray for things. And then there's people that, of your frequency, they're out there going, oh, I feel like I need to go do this. And then they go answer. That's how there's earth angels is like, there's people that are just begging, just praying for stuff. And then there's, okay, I hear that prayer. Let me go answer that prayer. And then it sits you on. And then so I got to re-see Poncho again, and I got his card. So there's always messages like that on the social medias that people need wood because they can't afford, because people are freaking, dude, we're priced out of freaking living on the old earth. People are priced out. Like, they can't afford it, dude. They can't afford, like, $5.99 dozen, like, because somebody said something someplace, because maybe something. And it's, like, people that don't have practical skills anyway. That's what I'm tired of. I'm here, social media, see, people like me, they don't ordinarily typically do social media because they're off, because it's stupid and we're off living life. And I have the receipts. I mean, when I knew I had to do the military to go to college so I wouldn't have all this student debt. And then look what happens. Everybody just, forgiven. You don't have to pay that back. That's cool. Well, shit. And nobody has to pay for college in New Mexico. Like, I could go back to college and not have to pay for nothing there. Ooh. Wait a minute. I don't want to use, I'm not, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to learn their systems. I'm just going to see how their systems are flawed. So those were just a couple of awards that I got when I was in the Air Force that regular people didn't get. That's how good I masked. This one actually, the little one is a bigger award than this one. Straw. That one is the 55th Maintenance Squadron Airmen of the Quarter, April to June 2005. And then this up here, their little bro club stamp. 55th Maintenance Squadron. Now, if you go look up the 55th Maintenance Squadron at Offutt Air Force Base, it was a pretty prestigious base. That's where George Bush came on 9/11. I flipped him off out the aid shop hangar door when he taxied by. It's just all a pony show, dude. It's all a pony show, so we can go boom diddy boom, and then the people at the top can pay themselves, and it's just absurd. Then this guy reminds me of the no news is good news. On the Great Space Coaster.
Oh.
No good news is good news. I think I broke his beak at some point. Anyway, this one's actually a bigger deal than that one. This one is the what does it say? It says Straw Margaret hashtag Airmen of the Quarter. That's the maintenance group. April to June. Same year. The one above this was for the whole base.
Whole base?
Yeah. Some dude, some cop with a bomb-smelling dog won it. And if there's a dog involved, it's like the dog wins.
Oh.
So, because cops the dogs are smarter than the SPs. And so, but and there's, out of the group, my dad was like, ask my commander, How many people are in the group? And then the commander said there was like 1,800 people. But the commander that gave me that award, he was like, I just remember that. He reminded me of if Dan Connor would have gone in the military. He was just doop-a-doop. People think that, like, the military is this prestigious thing, and it's really not. Because there's no prestige or valor in us killing people in places we don't belong in. When people are treated so badly on our freaking own land, it's like, I can't even fucking buy that you give a shit about their fucking... Because people are, like, in wheelchairs on the streets with their flesh rotting. And so you can't even buy it, this story anymore. Like, it's so disingenuous what this nation is turned into. You know, we got to make it better because I can't go no place. I can't go nowhere. And it's going to be hard for everybody all over, as we can see with the freaking, temperatures. Brr. You alright, Ma? Am I hearing the dripping?
No.
Yeah, I hear the dripping. Okay, I don't like the dripping. It's a new sound.
New beginning.
It's a new sound. So, yeah, there's a lot of discrepancies. I'm excited for the bottom up Earth instead of the top down because it never trickles down. Man, freaking poverty consciousness is from the narcissists at the top that have this inclination that there's a population of people that don't deserve something, whatever that something is. And and like somebody on that post said, oh, you can go over here and fill out all this stuff and they can decide if they're gonna help you pay your electricity bill. And it's like, why is people know, like, this place, my electricity bill is $245 a month, and I know that other people, like, there's like $1,800. Like, it's because people are greedy and they're so averse to getting away with being greedy, and nobody's gonna step up. And it's like, dude, you guys can't do anything. You gotta, because that's the kind of mentality my brother have, these jerk mentality. I've heard it my whole life. You just gotta take whatever we give you. You gotta pay or go without, and people are just going without. You know why people, like, how you hear, like, how old people, men and women, like, how they eat cat food, stuff like that? Is because they love their companions so much that they would get the food that they could eat that's better for them, and they could just have a couple bites because it's high in protein. Because they can't afford food. See, because I bought in to what this country was supposed to be. And it's a lie. And so I gotta go out every day and try to do something to try to balance out the imbalance. Because I live in a tourist town. I'm surrounded by people that travel far and ride to go way down a hill. And while they're driving past people on the street that are fucking cold, man. It's cold. And Taos, it has the dream tree. Come, we have these vans and all this access. Come to our place that it will treat you like a cattle. They don't even have showers and stuff there, Like, it ain't comfy. It's not a place. Like, people are like, no, we're good where we're at. So, I get to load up in a couple days. I'm going to go load up with some Sub-Zero sleeping bags. I just keep this shit in my car. And when I see people on the street, I'm like, hey, man, you need that, You need this? Because I know what it's like to be without. And I know what it's like, what people need. Like, the good shit, Not this stingy little, here's some hot hands. Fucking gee. Like, there's so much money on this planet. It don't get to the people that, and all these kids, like, because they're the freaking controller kids, you know, and I'm talking the controller people, like all the people that have just sat on a couch with a controller for the last, dude, that's why the infrastructures come, like people aren't learning. I know there's still people learning trades, or that, well, they were coming across my FYP. Now that the timelines are flipping like a deck of cards, you know. All the people can do is designate the course of action in which they're gonna lead their life, you know. All these people are like, I saw this one guy I've been tracking for a while. He's gonna get a freaking nutritionist, you know, and like really find his fitness again. I'm like, dude, I've been saying that for like 2 years ago. I started watching that guy, and I'm just like, you know, it's about taking care of yourself. It's about, I don't go to a gym. I don't get to go to a gym and do pumps, you know, look at me do this and this and this. I know how to work out, and I just do what I can here, and then but for my cardio, I go walk hills around town and stuff like that. Good boy, Tuck. So, and then I go out in the community, and then I hear what's going on in the community with people, and like who needs what. Yeah, that's how you make things better. That's how you change the world, is that you make your community better where you are, and then wherever people are, they can be like, ooh, their community's getting better. Maybe we can emulate some of those things into ours. Maybe not. I don't know. Or it just sparks ideas on what would make their community better. See, I've lived all over the place. I've always been that odd man out, so I've seen the discrepancies all over America. America's not a very inviting place. It's a very our way or the highway, our club, our group, and odd man. And you know what's stupid is that my grandfather's side, the Hessex side, the Freemason side, actually it was my grandma. It was my grandmother who was married to my grandfather, the Freemason. I think she actually had more influence than he did. I don't know what she was involved in, but she she did stuff in Atascadero. She was a real estate agent for 42 years too, and they got so much influence. People have no idea what influence real estate agents have. And so they could just say you don't qualify because you just don't, fit into their group. You totally qualify. It's not like they can. And so my grandma, I used to see all the secret rooms in houses and stuff like that, and then I draw these places and stuff, because it's just how it was, just how life was back then. And she started the quota club, like tea, in the year I was born, I think, and it still goes on, I think. And but she I don't know, she also made life real hard for Mom too. She did things with her influence that never should be done. That's how I know that all there aren't people in every group that are not, that they're not on the up and up, and I kind of became a rule follower to some extent based on that, because I remember one time Mom ended up in a Atascadero State Mental Hospital because a drunk dude was harassing her, and it just was so wrong, and it's all about what the guy says and how his way or the highway, and so I grew up in these systems, and that's how I learned to speak out, because I'm like, hey, I know that's not that way, you can't say it. I've been bullied too long. I ain't gonna fucking allow it no more, and you're gonna bully me. You might want to you might pull me out of the Suburban and throw me on the ground, and then later you're gonna find out who you threw on the ground. Because I can't fight back. That's the thing is you can't. That's the thing is you got all these bullies, and you can't resist. You just go limp. I mean, these people are dangerous, and they're the ones wearing the badges. Acting like they're everybody's friend. No, I know who the ones are. I know who they are. I know who they are. I know who the dickhead is. I've been freaking dealing with them my whole life. Hey, Tanya, what's up? Oh, shoot. I don't know why I haven't ever. There's nothing ever. I don't ever have enough. There's really nothing to moderate. No, I remember when I moved, my friend tried to call me and said someone was talking trash in my chat because of where I moved from, and I'm like, no, I've openly discussed that. I don't need to, They just want attention. People just want attention. I've said in things in other people's chat on days I just want attention. The life link. 668,000. I'm gonna see, but now I have stuff to do. When I'm sitting around, I can just look at some of these places. And then, like I said, there's only 2.2 million people in the whole state. They have all these budgets, and then there's still people. None of these people, like, I don't know. They always have their hub, and then it's like, if they want help, they can come to us. No, motherfucker. Go out and meet them in the street, bitches. Go out and meet them in the street. Like, Arizona, the feed, there's, like, those people, they go out and feed people. See, I'm trying, I don't know. I can't go out and do this stuff so much either because I can't leave mom. But I'm trying to get us in a place where I can have more people around us, where I can make mass meals and then just be like, because I want to have places for people to take showers, do laundry, have an outdoor, because I've been so disregarded from community my whole life that I've always been imagining what it would be like to have an open one my way, and everybody else is doing it their way, so fuck it. New York is cold too. Let's see what the Wendy says. Oh, you started a new channel? That's cool. Hi, Miss J.
That's nice.
I hope you and yours are good. Mom's good. I'm better because I covered the windows that were except the only 3 windows. Yet they're all no. There's one window that Stanley gets to sit in.
Oh, that's his favorite.
Up front, but it's been exceptionally cold inside the house here. So this is what I don't know if everybody is on a different timeline. So sometimes people will be on a live and they'll be doing weather talks, and I'm like, and they'll be like, this is going on right now, and I'll look at my map and I'm like, no, that's not the same. So this is like snow weather according to this, but outside where I live in New Mexico, up in the north, I always live in the armpit up in Taos. It's snow. Like, I got pictures of snow in the mountains today.
Oh, really? Oh,
right out the back door.
That's pretty. That'll be really pretty.
See, because I take all these pictures and then I go. Yeah, it's cold outside. So the thumbnail on my picture today, I was 26. I was old enough to know better. I remember, like, drinking in the parade grounds in Wichita Falls, and this lieutenant colonel was just like, he was like stoked to be out there. Like, he was just like watching all these, like, there were hundreds of these people in this parade grounds. Everybody's just drinking, getting smashed. And I was like, this is the fucking military, dude. It's a joke. And then I mean, but see, I was that big when they put me on I was not overweight, and they still put me on the weight management program.
Oh.
They always try, systems always try to put me through the ringer to discourage me from being a part of their system.
Their system?
Yeah, their job, their group, their whatever. Just like, we'll make it extra miserable for her, she won't want to do it. But I was such a freaking, had such a peculiar path that I didn't, whatever. Be as mean to you as you want, as long as I get to go along. Oh, this one too. This one was the less official. Everybody that left the H shop got one of these. And then, that's an age coin. It says, one coin's missing. I can't find it. And it was numbered. It was like out of 250, I had like 120 out of 250. I did a video on it before. Those are the ones that are like, because out of the whole world on the whole planet, I had like 100, in the world of prestige, that shit's a big deal. So, the muscle behind the mission, aerospace ground equipment. And then this is a wooden brick. And then they put these little placards on it. Mr. Iskey made these.
Oh, he made them.
And there was like, I asked him one time, I said, do you keep record, like, of how many you've made and who they've gone to and, like, where the person went next? He said he used to. He's a Virgo. That's why I asked him. He said he used to. You can still smell the JP8. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys are seeing a memory smell right now.
Wow.
The jet fuel from his bench where he made these.
Oh, those are
Because
really
he used
well
the glue
made.
and then, anyway. So, they make it so, you make it like things are such a big deal. A brick from the past, this wooden brick is from the floor of the Martin Bomber Plant, Omaha, Fort Crook, Nebraska. This plant was built in 1941 and was designed for the manufacture of aircraft to support the United States World War II effort in all 1,585 B-26s and 531 B-29s were produced in this plant, including the famed Enola Gay and boxcar. The purpose of the electric floor was to eliminate static electricity.
Wow.
So that's your parting gift. So,
1941.
I know a lot of people, there's a lot of there's a lot of really important men that have sat on their couch for a long time behind a camera, and women too, that have talked about things that, of the world as they interpret them, and I'm out here fucking living them. So I can see where the changes need to be. I'm really earnest about this. So, and then right here, I was showing this the other day. Like, this is what war is. See what I don't know. You can't really see it, but like all those right there, all those. Well, that whole row right there, that was like 100 Humvees. Now, mind you, this is 2003. They didn't start selling them until like 2007.
Oh, wow.
And I can't remember. I used to know that. When did Humvees go public? Humvee. Go public. Let's see. They were always just for boom diddy booms, and then in every cost. This is why they call it the industrial and money laundering, because you can get one down here at the road for 17, or I don't know how much they fucking are. They're obnoxious. I don't know, 100. But here in the military, they're 220 upwards to 200, 300,000, 294,000 in 2030. 281 built, mass production, link, the blah, blah, blah. When did they start? they're big in 91. They used them a lot in Operation Iraqi bullshit. And then see, it started with the Jeep.
The Jeep?
And it's just they're all little trophies for we kill people. It's just I'm not a fan of Jeeps either. And they're freaking shit vehicles as far as like a maintenance standard or practical sense. So they started selling them, and people think they're what? You think you're cute for driving them? No, you're dumb. They're the most impractical vehicle, and they're a trophy of freaking, and just reminded freaking us nice people of all the stupid shit that we did. See? So it's so weird that when they talk about Humvees in the first 4 months in 2000, like, because as soon as 9/11 happened, we went to Afghanistan. I was a part of prepping the equipment that went to Afghanistan. Wow. You know, and it's like, and then it's like, oh, we got to send this stuff to Saudi, and it's like, wait, and then like later we get the stuff back, and then wait a minute, Saudi's a dry country, isn't it? Why is there beer coming back in the equipment and stuff? Oh, because there's no rules and regulations and policies and procedures. It's a bunch of dudes that do what they want. And we never have any business killing people in other countries. And every time I see like a Jeep or a Humvee, I just reminded, oh, it's so cute. And I'm just like, I'm petty like that, I guess. So, and then you get to pay extra for having it like army drab green. I remember back in 2010, I looked that up. It was an extra $5,000
Wow.
to have it army drab green.
They are drab.
Yeah, so they sent over 10,000. They said over 10,000 Humvees were employed in coalition forces and they're in the Iraqi war. I got to see them as they were coming in. And I'm like, well, that's why that, you know, we were fucking freezing cold and we didn't have any money and we were poor growing up. It's because this is all the important stuff that the money, but I became a part of the important stuff. And then that's why I'm like, none of it's important. It's all stupid. The people in America, just every regular day person needs an opportunity to live their life as they want to live it. You know, and all that freaking bro club, you know, whatever they call it, the Zion, whatever. It's just none of it has anything to do with us. And then they they use all of our suck us dry to pay for shit that doesn't have anything to do with us. And it's not our religion. It's not our history. It's not nothing like that. If I feel your pain and your empathy. And the best course of action that I can recommend is go to the place that you want to be to make better. And that's it. Go be a part of the community that you want to be better locally. That's the plane in Fairbanks that's stuck in the that's another prop. Fuck. America. I tell you what. But look at, I think all the people that get to travel around. It's a vacation for a lot of people. Yeah. My brother, when he was at Iraq for a year, just, you know, he was an Army JAG, and his whole purpose from being over there, I'd call him every week in Iraq, like it was just nothing. Because you could just call through the base and stuff and have them connect you base to base, and it was nothing. And that's nice. And so I call him every week, and nobody else, like, he had Facebook, so people would keep in touch, and nobody kept in touch with him, but I diligently call him every week. And he just talk about, like, in the whole, because he wouldn't talk about the people, because he has more integrity than that. He wouldn't talk about things directly and stuff like that. But his whole purpose for being there is because people in the military, when they go TDY and they go away, they cheat on their spouses and they do stupid shit. In some countries you can drink in some countries you can't, and that bodes problems in a couple different ways, and there's just people that if they don't use their energy wisely, they do stupid stuff. So he got to like make rank over there. That's another part of the bro club. If you do it right, is you can make rank in a country where it's tax free. You know, because you get bonuses, like $30,000 bonuses to re-up and stuff. Like, you know, if you're part of the club, they make it worth your while. And I just was so unfair, time and time. And I knew I would never be a part of that the whole time. So it needs to go to the people so they can build their community, and the government. Get the fuck in the Fed, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, Ma, you hungry?
Yeah, just a little bit.
I made those mashed potatoes, and then we got the roast beef. I'm gonna beef tips on top. It's gonna be banging.
The little one?
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be nice and light. I thought it was much later than it is. I had a little time warp there. Brr, have another cookie, Marge. I got another fire extinguisher today, and then. I was thinking about that, but my grandma, she was a Sagittarius too. Ma, you ever worry about fires? No, my grandma, well, she always had these big immaculate houses, like split level. Not just one house, like she had this, when I was probably this age, a little older, she lived in this house on the hill. That's when the custody suit, she lived there. And I'd get separations, because the night before I'd be like, because my mom would have to drive over from Morro Bay to pick up my brother to drive him back to Atascadero, just because Grandma didn't want to.
No, she didn't.
She didn't want to cut into her morning at work. You know, eating her cantaloupe on the porch before she went in at 10. Yeah. She could have. She just didn't. So let's make Loretta do it. She's not doing anything. She doesn't have a job. Whatever they could do to make it hard for you, man, they just suck. So she had this house, like, she and my grandpa, they'd pull up into the garage, and then there was a little stairway, and then there was the laundry room. And I remember, because I could still hear the click on her shoes coming up the stairways in every house she ever lived in. And then there was the laundry room, and you could see the laundry chute that went up, and I always wanted to go down it. But I didn't, because there were so many layers that it was scary. That it was, yeah, and there was like drops. You can see one like drop in the kitchen and stuff. It's just, yeah. But I was always curious. Now there's cameras and stuff you could put down. Anyway, so then you go up a flight of stairs. And then there's the landing where there's like the big kitchen. And then you have like the sitting area where people eat. And then like the TV up in the corner. This is in the 70s, okay? And then they had off over here the formal dining room with all the crystal and all the fancy really stuff. Nice. Never saw anybody eat in there. So I'm like, you know, and then at that table, like my family was always big on card games, and it wasn't till years later that I thought it was weird that Grandpa was playing strip poker with us. Aww. Yeah, stuff like that. Like, dude, people are just weird. For all times, all generations got to deal with it. Nobody has to deal with it. Now they're not dealing with it as much. They're just calling people out. But, you know, go along to get along. Respect your elders. No. Respect people that do respectable things. So those were and then like the main door. And that, yeah, because I'd be like, don't wake me up to when Mom comes. And then Grandma said she would, but then she wouldn't. But I would hear Mom's Nova. And then I would freaking like have a big old meltdown because I didn't get to see her. Oh. Yeah, it sucked. Dude, it sucked. More shit just to get over. So anyway. And then you go up another flight of stairs, and then there was just like the main living area. And they had like I don't know, she had plants and art on the wall and these big, you know, lazy couches and that's when I learned how to play chess. I was like 2-3 years old when I learned how to play chess. Yeah. Wasn't very fun for me. I'd rather be outside watching lizards and stuff like that. I knew how to play chess. You know, I know how to play chess. I just like, of all the things to do, people are just like, I mean, there's all the other patterns. I can't just focus on one thing. That would just make me crazy. So, and then from that landing, there was another set of stairs up. So what is that? Garage, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 split was all the bedrooms up at top and bathrooms. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths up on top usually. You know, with the grandest of views and stuff. Nothing but the best for old Edith. Anyway, so I grew up knowing that there was enough for everybody. But I guess I don't know. I was their mistake. I was my dad's mistake. Like, my parents were divorced. He was free and clear, and then I'm their parting gift. So he's like kicked himself his whole life, from what I brought. From what he created. He could have walked away and avoided all of that. But my dad, he just always treated me like shit. Like, when my brother graduated from high school, he got the 67, 68 canary yellow Ford Falcon. It was a nice car. And when I graduated high school, I got a t-shirt that said 4 years of school, and all I get is this lousy t-shirt and no car. That's what I got. I opened it up, and and then my dad just starts laughing. Wow. He thought it was so funny. And so I just walked over and put it in the garbage.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. This is what war looks like. Some of the crew chiefs hanging out by the pool at the sun. Getting paid per diem. And then they had guard there, the National Guard. They had all these groups coming. Because that's what, there's an event. Bring everybody in so everybody gets a paycheck. And then they had these guys that just sat around. They were aged too. That's how I was able to have days off, because we actually had enough coverage. But the crew chiefs, they worked 39 days straight. I did not. I had a pretty cush. And so it was it's because they had enough coverage. But those guys, this is when I started placing to get things together, is the guys in those guard unit, and it was down by where my brother was a commander. They put him in command of his own guard unit down there. Lord. And I was like, but after my experience at Crete, I was like, you guys are all shady shysters. It don't matter. You're not doing anything good. It's not for the nobility and the freedom and democracies that you say it's. So you can go to a place, sit around, and these guard guys, they were there with 1 plane or 2 planes. Like, they showed up with their planes. This is our plane. We support our plane. Oh. And then so they showed up with their plane. And then they would, we got there like March 20th, March 19th, somewhere around there. They came a little bit later than that. But, okay, now we got March to April. We're at the end of the month. So what those clowns would do is they would, everybody that I wasn't invited. See, I'm never invited to do their stupid reindeer stuff, but that's been to my advantage. It's kept me integrity. And so they would get in their little plane and they would fly over into the war zone. And they would do it at like 11:30 at night. And you could fly over into the war zone space. You get like 30 minutes. You fly in 30 minutes. You turn around, fly out. You go in and it's March, and you come out and it's April. And I'll be damned if you don't get tax-free on your paychecks for both of those months, because you flew yourself into hazardous duty zone. And that is what this fucking military is. That is what this country has evolved to. It's disgusting. It's gross. I'm ready for the rebuild. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. I hope